India has witnessed the concept of reservations since the time of Britishers. That was the pre-independence period. This reservation is primarily given to three groups: the SCs, STs and the OBCs. In India, the reservation for SCs is 15%, STs 7% and OBCs 27%. In the post-independence period too, the Indian Constitution supported reservations and introduced some important articles like the Article 15, 16 and 334. Article 15 and 16 actually talks about the general reservations, whereas Article 334 talks about the reservation of SCs and STs in the Indian Parliament and state legislature. That means for these two communities, the reservation was made for 70 years. This 70 years of period actually ended in 2020. And then the Parliament of India brought the 104th Amendment and extended it for the next 10 years. That will be 2030. Hello everyone, welcome to the digital platform of Tarun IAS. My name is Shreya Tandon and today I'm going to tell you about the OBC Act 2021. Now, when we talk about reservations, no matter whichever party made it to the government, everyone launched different provisions for the reservations. Some of them were the setup of Mandal Commission, which actually suggested that there should be a 27% reservation for the OBCs, to giving reservation to SCs, STs and OBCs in educational institutions. And recently, we've also seen that there's a 10% reservation given to the EWS category, that is the economically weaker sections of the society. And also, very recently, we saw a 16% reservation for the Maratha community by the Maharashtra government, which in 2021 only was said null and void by the Supreme Court. Now it's very important for us to understand that what are the objectives of this 105th Amendment Act. In 2018, our government passed the 102nd Amendment. In this 102nd Amendment, the central government, the Parliament, has the power to prepare the list of SEBCs, that are the socially and educationally backward classes, and provide them with the reservations. Now, in this amendment, the problem was that some people were actually in the list of state government, but they were not there in the central government's list. And this created a problem, as they were not able to get the benefit of reservation. So to take care of this loophole, the 105th Amendment has been passed in the Parliament, which gives power to the state government too, to prepare the list of OBCs and provide them with reservations. It's very important for us to understand the history of reservations in India. So let's start with it. In 1950, we adopted a constitution and reservations were provided to SCs and STs. Then in 1951, First Amendment was made, which provided reservations to SCs and STs in the educational institutions. Then in 1963, in the case of M.R. Balaji versus the state of Mysore, Supreme Court ruled that the total reservation cannot exceed 50%. Then in 1978, Mandal Commission was set up, which proposed that OBCs should be given 27% reservations. Then again in 1992, we witnessed a major landmark judgment of Indira Sawhney, in which the Supreme Court said that 27% reservation should be given to the OBCs. Then in 2006, under the 93rd Amendment Act 2005, empowered states to make special provisions for SEBCs, the socially educationally backward classes, and SC/STs in admission to educational institutions. And then finally in 2018, the 102nd Amendment was made in our Constitution. What was the 102nd Amendment? In our Indian Constitution, socially and backward classes are called as OBCs. The OBC category has a reservation of 27%. And if I combine this with the reservation of SCs and STs, then it will become 49.5% reservation in the case of direct recruitment, and in the case of open competition, it will become 50%. Under this 102nd Amendment, the state government's power was taken away to make the list of OBC classes. That means they were not responsible to make the lists and recognize the OBC classes. And this power was given to the President and the central government. This was not the only change which came under this amendment. There was one other major change that was introduced, and that was the constitutional recognition given to the National Commission for Backward Classes, NCBC. Now, let's talk about some articles which were inserted under this 102nd Amendment. Article 338B and Article 342A. Let's understand these articles in detail. Article 338B talks about the structure, duties and powers of NCBC. And this commission was given constitutional recognition under this amendment. And this commission basically works for the SEBCs, that is, the socially and educationally backward classes. Next, Article 342A. This talks about the President and central government's power to identify the list of OBCs who should be added in the list and should be given reservations. Now, this recent OBC Act 2021, which has been passed with the President's approval, this Act basically amends these two previous articles. And there is one more article which has been amended under this 2021 OBC Act, that is the 36626C, which talks about the SEBCs. Now, let's talk about another major point. That is, what was the Maratha Reservation case and how is it linked with this? I was telling you previously that how Maharashtra government passed this bill of reservation that gave 16% reservation to the Maratha community. Now let's understand that how is this an important point and how is it linked with the OBC Act 2021. So in 2019, Maharashtra government provided a 16% reservation to the Maratha community, which just after a few days was challenged in the Bombay High Court and in the Supreme Court, because this reservation was in contrary to one of the leading landmark judgment of Indira Sawhney, wherein the Supreme Court in 1992 said that the reservation can never exceed the limit of 50%. So now let's get into some mathematics. In the case of this Maratha reservation, the percentage cap was exceeded, since the SC and ST's total reservation is of 22.5% and OBCs have an already 27% reservation. So if I would do some maths and if I would have added the Maratha reservation too, then it would have crossed the 50% mark. So Supreme Court removed the 16% reservation and also said that under the 102nd Amendment, state will not be given the power to prepare the list of OBCs. Now recently, the Constitution has passed its 127th Bill, 2021, that was introduced in the Lok Sabha by the Minister of Social Justice and Empowerment, Dr. Virendra Kumar, on August of 9th, 2021. This bill basically amends the Constitution to allow states and union territories to prepare their own list of socially and educationally backward classes. Now, under this 105th Amendment Act, The central government is bypassing this judgment of Supreme Court and restoring the powers of states to make the list of OBCs and provide them with adequate reservation. So, this was all about the OBC Act 2021. If you've liked this video, don't forget to like, share and subscribe. And also, don't forget to hit the bell icon to keep yourself notified with the latest videos. Thank you.